Bravo. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Welcome to 4 p.m. My name is Dean Stevenson, and if you're there's probably a few little seats in the middle here. If there's people who want to sit down and have a listen, you can do that. The idea of 4 p.m. is an installation that's it has been here at Mona for some time. Actually, I'll give you the day count in a minute. This is the third time it's run in the museum, and it's about the process of making stuff, not about proving that anything can be finished. Although I had to finish something today because these musicians are here and they have to have something to play. The one you just heard was not the piece that I wrote today. That's the idea. It's a new piece each day. Each day is a brand new piece of music. That was the 195th tune, which we seem to be playing at the start of every show for the curtain rap. And sometimes people go, oh, my favourite tune today was the one with the curtain. Not the one that I wrote today, but the one with the curtain. Good on you. That's on the CD. You could buy it. Take it home. Play it all day long. Open your curtains. But that was 195. Today is day 361. So every day show up for 361 days. It's a whole year next week. Bloody hell, it's a whole year's worth of tunes next week. That's just crazy. So sometimes, as I said, we get it right and we put them on an album. And sometimes they're terrible. They're just really awful. But that's okay. That's part of the story about making stuff. It doesn't always work out. You just got to show up and do it anyway. So today, now it's Mona's Friday, so we close tomorrow. So I had a big week. For all the days in a row of writing a new piece each day. I've had another gig outside and a couple of dinner parties. Gave the red wine a nudge. So I thought today I'll write something that's really calm and slow and simple. Now last week I wrote a piece that was like 7 minutes long, 5 pages. It was dense and technical and bananas. And I thought, I'll do a slow one today. But doing a slow one doesn't mean it's going to be instantly easier and better, because slow music, you've got to put the melody just exactly so, because you're listening to every single slow note that goes by. I don't know if I've succeeded or not. No idea. I've called it, I don't normally name things, do I? But I've called it a Celtic kind of lullaby. That's what I wanted to write. Which means, all the romanticism, but just fucking cold. That's the Celtic vibe. So it's a nice slow thing that will be relatively lush and easy, I think, for the ensemble to play. And please thank them and welcome them and give them all of your love. Miranda, Phoebe, Damien, and Marty. Now, at this moment, right now, today's piece, day 361, has not been played. They haven't played it yet. They're only just looking at it now. You haven't heard it yet. I haven't heard it yet. I've been at the piano, no idea. So let's find out together if it worked. And what we'll do then, because we might get through today's quite quickly and you'll all fall in love and cry and shiver a bit, and then maybe we'll play yesterday's piece before you all run off to the ferry. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Haven't written 6/8 for a while.
Does anyone have the first beat?
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3.
That was nice, wasn't it? Okay. So that ya-da-da, all kind of legato and slow. No, not much rebowing there if you have that figure anywhere.
When you haven't got legato on all the notes, do you want it sort of bits lifted, Gently lifted?
Gently lifted, thank you. Yeah, you don't want to wake those cold Celtic people up. They get violent when they get woken up. Okay, and yeah, I've got that kind of you'll see, if we played all of the weekend's pieces in a row, you'd hear me that. I've done a few of those. I'm really enjoying that this weekend. Thank you. So what I'll do now is we'll keep pushing through. We're not to the end yet. And if at any moment you go, I don't understand what you're talking about, or I've always wanted to talk to a cellist, or whatever your reasoning is, just ask a question. We'll have a Q&A and we can talk about the process of creativity. Not about music per se, because that can be quite boring for those who have no interest in reading, but stuff about the process of creativity. We'll have a chat.
Good tempo?
Good, I think so. Do you think so?
Yeah.
That's about right, yeah. Do you want to go from there? We
Yeah.
got to the bar before C.
Yep.
Yep.
4, 5, 6.
So restating the theme a little bit fuller. Here we go, here we push, push. Hold there. All right. There we go. So the thing with thank you. We're still going through the thing because you've just heard the melody. Kind of, we just said it once and then we repeated it again, and I changed some of the feel of the chords or the color, if you like, underneath. And the reason I did that was he's like, we all know what a great pop song or a great piece of music is like, and we can, sing it. If I say a name, you can sing it straight away because we remember it, and it's really well formed. And the better it's formed, the better it sticks. But the really poorly made ones, be it like a pop song or a piece of composition, doesn't stick because chances are, in the modern context in particular, you've heard everything you're going to hear in the first 30 seconds. And then it's just repeating the same old shit. And who cares? Once you've heard it once, why would you stick around? Just fast forward to the next thing. Sorry, fast forward. That's tape speak, kids. Tape? Sorry. So the idea is to, if you're going to repeat a melody, to try and make it a bit different so it doesn't sound just the same. It's a little bit evolved without changing key, but try and keep your interest in it long enough for you to stay to the end and have a drink and buy some merch. You think I'm kidding, but actually it's important to stay at the end. Okay, so there we go. I've tried to sort of keep it a little bit evolved. Now let's see what happens. I have a suspicion. I underestimated how much time I needed to make this as developed as I wanted to today. That's what I think. Should we go up into G?
Yep.
Were you happy with all that?
Yep.
Everyone up to there? You're good? Okay.
So I'll do 3 upbeats into G.
Yes, I'm so glad you got that because I thought yes. Sorry, yeah, with that can you amazing. I got it right. Yay, woo! That was nice. Can I hear that again just to make sure you get those from G again? And we'll play on. Second. cool. So there's a lovely little second violin solo comes through there, and then as you're descending, no, everyone's just disappearing underneath, and then hold.
Do you want us? I've got MFs written where the second violin solo is, but maybe
Probably come under. Yeah. I didn't write it down. Let's go from H again, where it's a second violin pitch. At I, yes.
To go back to Pitts, because I've got an arco of 3 bars.
That's what I mean. Yes, please. Pitts. That's right. Yes. Pitts means pluck. Arco is to bow. From H. To J. There you go. All right. I don't know what Celtic lullabies are supposed to feel like. Do you remember that? The melody that's so deliberate and slow. It's hard to write, hard to get it right. Because if you get 3 notes in a row that don't feel right, then you're like, oh, nah. Just something just tastes sour in your mouth about it. So hopefully it's nice. Any questions? So yeah, maybe a writ in the last. Second last bar?
Yep. What do you think of sort of pushing the tempo when Phoebe's got the melody at H? Like,
Sure.
And then back
Sure.
into the
Good
one at
idea.
J? Like just a tiny bit.
Yep, so push
Like,
the
we'll
tempo
just
at H.
try it.
Yes, that's good, absolutely.
Not much.
And then back in at I, no,
Back in
J.
at J,
Back in
like-
J, yep,
Back, yeah.
great. Now, does anybody think of a question they wanted to ask? Going, yes, over here, sir. Well, there was a suggestion just then about when the second violin comes in to push that section a bit more. What would you like to add?
In the music?
Yeah, the music, yeah. Drums.
I think it's really, it kind of fits it all quite
Yeah?
well. Yeah. We sort of play around with little bits of tempo changes, like rubatoing. We've done that a bit ourselves, like without discussing it with the composer.
And bringing some bits out more than others.
Yeah.
Yes,
bringing
because
some
all of
things
the
out.
kind of the dee da 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 da, all those little slowing down and pushing and pulling the tempo, that's not written in. So they're already doing that. That's what they're offering to it already. So it's one thing to see the notes on the page, but to intuit where it's going, and to then be able to collectively, like, connect their brains together and go, this is definitely going to get louder or slower, and I'm just going to know where it's going. No. Have you ever had this combo before?
Probably not this exact
Probably
combo.
never. They've probably never played
But
together
we're
as this.
often, a lot of us are often here.
Yeah.
But different people.
Different people.
Yeah.
It's about, I don't know, a dozen or 15 or so people on the roster, if you like, that come through. It's always the same 4 instruments, though. It's always a string quartet. I thought the quickest way to make myself completely batshit crazy was to have the same instruments. No variety, just the same ones every time. And then show up for hundreds of days and try and make it fresh every day. So maybe I'm getting quite good at string quartet. If you give me a brass quartet, I'm fucked, probably. Yes. Yes. It's the reason why I'm quite still at the piano, and it's all just rather a kind of a technical exercise, like just writing music that functions well. Like you can write a story about, I went to the shop and I picked up a carrot and I went home and I cooked the carrot and I ate the carrot. It's a boring story, but you can write it in a functional way that everyone will understand your story. Well, like that's what I do with music. But then once I've written that music, once they've got it, as I was just saying, with all the pushing and pulling and all that intuition, that's what makes me go, oh. It makes us all do that, because I don't play these instruments, so I can't even imagine what it feels like to play that melody on the violin. I've got no... It's nice. Okay. I've got no idea. So the part of that is really quick learning, I suppose, that excitement is learning what it can do. And learning how these guys intuit and go, now I know what this melody can do. I might fix it or change it or suggest something else. Yeah. Okay. All right, any other questions? Over there, yes.
Sorry, so visual process, are you saying that a lot of your personal experiences you try to translate musically and then go from there? Or are you saying, is there any time to just roll on the page and then see where the music feeling takes you?
It's more the second one. If you think it's always got to be you. If you think you always have to have, I have to put myself in a way that matters on the page. I mean, here's what I did. The first 150 days of 4 p.m, I did that. It was 10 months long, 10 months here in Mona, writing a piece every day. And I really put myself in, and here's my diaries of every day. I published my diaries in a book. There's also, you can see there's microphones, so we recorded everything as well. So you can hear all the music and all the diaries. I had a nervous breakdown. It was crap. It was fun. It was amazing. It's a great story, but I also broke down because I wanted to put so much of myself in that I was a shell at the end. And so what I learned was, if I just show up anyway, clock on at 10 and just start to put notes in kind of as a sort of functional way, like the story about getting a carrot and cooking a carrot and eating a carrot, and then eventually that little melody's nice. It might take an hour for it to show up, but then I'll follow that. And as you said, the music will kind of start to show me where to go without me having to put my heart out there every day. And yeah, you can tell when a piece is functional and dry and when it's emotional. You can tell that. That's why we listen and why we love and why we buy music, because we know when it really matters. But there's a risk. When I say to a stage actor, when you see someone cry on stage, they're not actually crying because they're actually in pain. Because you can't do that night after night. You just can't. You destroy yourself. You have to find a way to act the tears. That's because it's a job. And it's the same with us. We know how to write certain musical things that get you to feel Jane Austen, lovely. But actually, it doesn't always I don't have to think of Jane Austen to make you think about Jane Austen. Wow, okay.
We just got one more possible suggestion. So
Yes.
just before at J, I was thinking to make it bigger, maybe Phoebe and I can go up the octave.
Ooh, up the octave.
Just until kind of and then it will continue getting bigger.
Until when?
Until the end. Well, for me, I'd stay up the octave until after K.
After
the third
K?
bar of K, and then do what's written.
Because there's a real coming. K needs to be. Yeah, I wonder
That'll
if
be big,
you're up.
and then it'll still be big after that, but just not in the super high regions.
Okay.
'Cause it starts to get up.
We could do a people's choice now. we could see what the people at home think.
We can go from J.
Go from J
Yeah.
up the octave.
Yep.
Okay, so the two violins have now decided to give it a bit of difference, so it doesn't sound the same. They're going to up the octave and make it really shimmery. Let's see what it sounds like.
Be a bit louder.
Okay.
Too
Yeah, and then just by the first few bars of J, so we can hear the difference. So keep that one in your mind. And that what it's written like is this. Okay, hold there. So that's how it's written, but that high fun one. Let me just do it one more time up the octave. Okay, hold there. Which one do you think? The higher one or down? Hands up higher. Okay, hands down. Who thinks lower?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, you like the spring, the sun's shining. All right.
Well, we got
Okay.
the Celtic winter
Let's do it. Let's put it up the octave, and then I'll make it sad, and someone will die at the end. Well, don't worry, you'll get your death and your cold, shivery shit. Let's do it. So until
So it goes back to normal, the second beat of the third bar of K. The
second beat
not a
of the
crotchet
third.
beat.
Gotcha.
And I don't know
Yeah.
that Phoebe.
I think with that double start.
Yeah, that.
Cool.
No.
Okay. You ready to give it a go? Do you need me here? Yeah.
One question.
One
about
question.
86, the A natural.
Oh yes. 86.
86.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bing ya do dee da da. Who has there's a C? There's an E. It's a passing note. Yeah, it's just a passing note. Don't rest on it. Oh, also, can I check there's a couple of.
Oh, that was probably me.
Okay, Yeah, that's it. Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Do you need me for this?
I don't think so.
No?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to sit over here. Art is never really finished. It can only be abandoned in an interesting place, and I abandon it here and now. I'm done for the day. The ensemble are now going to do it. As I was talking to you before about books and CDs and downloads, you can get any of those. Come and see me about them. You can buy them from me or up at the shop. We can talk about creativity. I can talk for hours about that stuff. In the meantime, here is day 361. Miranda, Phoebe, Damien, Martin. There you go. Like 20 minutes ago was just fly shit in the page, and now you're all weeping and you want to buy an album. It's amazing how that works, isn't it? But there's the answer about what the musicians bring to it, the intuition of just knowing when to really make it work. They've done their 10,000 hours, both at the facility and at the intuiting what to do. It's extraordinary, and I'm so grateful to have them every time. Any more questions? What should we do next? Should we do... You want to do yesterday's? We got time? Okay, we got about another 15, 20 minutes before we have to worry about the ferry. So don't worry. We're going to give yesterday's a crack. Quite different. Any questions before we leap into it? You can always come and see me after this as well. We might even play that one again. If you want to hear that one again, it'll give us 3 minutes to play yesterday's. And then we'll maybe play that little lullaby again. And then come and have a chat.
Whenever there's pauses, I'll wait.
Was it 3? What was it? 360? Goodness. 360.
Do you want to give us the letters?
Yes, I will give this. Yes, yes.
H, just the cello. H.
Okay.
It's not touching.
Yeah. Here we go. Here's yesterday's.
Slows down at that bit. Cello.
right, fresh off the plate. Miranda, Phoebe, Damien, Martin. Amazing. That was great. All right. I'd really like to hear today's
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
Can we play today's again? Thank you. And I'll sit over here. If you want to come and have a chat about stuff or grab a book or something, you can do that from me. Otherwise, have a wander through the museum. Have a lovely week, and thank you for your time.
Today's? Today's piece?
Or one more. Yeah.
Is anyone in with me on the?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'll
I'm not.
indicate that you. I thought I was by myself.